What's going on, everybody? It's the Snob here, and I'm back with another episode of the Snob Reviews. It took me a few days, but I finally got to sit down and I got to watch all 10 episodes of Hunters on Amazon Prime. So if it's a new show they just put out. It's about Nazi hunters. It's just a team banded together, brought together by somebody named by Al Pacino's character, named Meyer Offerman, who is a Holocaust survivor from the Auschwitz concentration camp. And so he brings this band of, kind of very diverse characters. You have Sister Harriet, who's a nun, but kind of she has an MI6 background and things like that. And you find out that she's actually, she escaped Germany in when she was a child. She was sent away by her parents, and they were killed by in concentration camps. And then you have Joe, who is a Vietnam War vet, and he's he's just kind of a badass assassin in the movie, a soldier, and and he's just very well trained all around. But he does have Vietnam haunting him, and he deals with that a lot, and it's a very cool character. Then you have Roxy, she's kind of another badass on the team that just comes out. She's a fighter. She knows how to kind of sneak in and sneak out of places, so she brings, that's what she brings to the table. Like, because I don't want to give too much away, but like she's not an assassin, so I'm trying not to, because that's an arc in for her character, and it's a good one, and she plays it really well. She's played by Tiffany Boone in that. Then you have Josh Radnor, who played Ted on How I Met Your Mother. He plays Lonnie Lash, an actor. He's a Broadway actor, and Tony Award-winning Broadway actor in the show was his character, and I guess TV or movie star. They never really get to delve too much into it. And the reason I'm bringing up all these characters because I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I don't want to spoil it, but I want to let you know who the characters are together. So then you have Wendy and Murray, who are played by Saul Rubinek and Carol Kane, who are just truly amazing in these roles. And they're a married couple. They're survivors of the concentration camps, and their story is truly heartbreaking and beautiful all at the same time. And their characters are just truly amazing, and I love them. And then you have Logan Lerman, who plays the character of Jonah in it. He's the main character. He kind of is what sets everything off. His grandmother was a part of the team. She was a survivor as well. She was in the concentration camp with Meyer Offerman, who was played by Al Pacino. And she had like a genius mind for figuring out patterns and investigations. So she helped them with that. Put together a whole library of like hunting these Nazis down and verifying who they were. And in it, something happens to her that propels Jonah's character, played by Logan Lerman, who played Percy Jackson and such. So if you know him, he's a great actor, and he does fantastic in this role. There's so many characters in this, because even on the Nazi side, you have Dylan Baker playing a truly, truly horrific character, and horrific in a way that's like he just doesn't, like any terrible piece of crap Nazi doesn't see themselves as the villain, but they truly, truly are. And he's one of them. He's one of the higher ups who are living in America and kind of infiltrating America. Lena Olin plays a character called the Colonel. She's truly terrifying too. Like, Greg Austin plays kind of like the go-to kid to fix things in the Nazi regime. I know I'm kind of going on with all these characters, but they're important and they're pivotal, and every one of them means something in this story, and it's just truly brilliant how they pulled everything together. And at times, so basically, to go from there, it takes place in 1977. The team kind of gets pulled together. They're hunting Nazis who, again, like have a plan to start the Fourth Reich. They've infiltrated America in a way where they have people everywhere in the government, running big businesses, things like that, and it's all just there in a very powerful situation. Like even the FBI is kind of involved. Just so much because you have this FBI agent who is investigating everything, played by Jereka Hinton. I'm sorry. Um, she plays this character called Morris, who is investigating everything and putting everything together, and she plays a truly phenomenal character. Like, if it's not Logan Lerman who's the main character, it's her. Um, and Al Pacino plays a great character in it too. His accent was a little weary for me, but I got past that quick because he was playing a very good character. When he got passionate and he got that Al Pacino passion in it, it was really cool. And he brought the level of acting that he has been with like the Paterno movie and the Kevorkian movie, and like all those movies where he's been doing biopics. Like, he really brought it with this one. And even Hoffa, played a great role in Martin Scorsese's latest movie, The Irishman. So bringing them all together, this was a Jordan Peele produced movie, and the creator of the show, his grandmother was a survivor. So like, I guess it was very important for him to get, maybe not all of the stories were true when that took place in Auschwitz, and not just Auschwitz, they took place all over, but it was primarily Auschwitz. Because they would do a lot of flashbacks. So it was in 1977, but they flashed back a lot to different times to tell the stories of these people. And when they would cut back to the Holocaust, it was heart-wrenching. Every bit of it. They took it seriously. There's no jokes, because like when they flash forward, sometimes you would see like Jonah's character maybe having an imaginative mind about something, and like it would pop in and be something like you see in a Quentin Tarantino movie, or they would do something where they did this game show at one point where basically they were the whole point of the game show, and it was all imaginary, but the point of the game show was to put down Jewish people, and they use so many stereotypes in it and things like that, and like it was kind of like, why do we hate the Jews was the name of the game show within the show. And you're watching this and you're cringing because you're like, oh, why are you doing this? And then at the end, there's like a strong message to it. Like, they take it very seriously. They take the anti-Semitism very seriously and say, like, this exists. This is what people think. And it really, like, you're watching it and you're like, this is uncomfortable. And it should be, but it is uncomfortable. And they do it so well. Like, when you're watching the Holocaust moments, the flashbacks, you're like, there gets to points where like you can't take anymore, and like it kind of wakes you up to it again. Like, I didn't need the stories to be true. I was fine with the stories being fictional and to suit the characters and what they were trying to tell. But they still at least took it seriously enough to say like the Nazis were truly evil and the things they did were truly evil, and there is no the following orders or any of that other crap that has been used as an excuse before. Like, these are truly evil acts, and so like they really drive it home and they hit it home, and sometimes it's hard to watch, but it does further the story along, and the story is just a beautiful one, in a whole, with the heartbreak and the happy moments and everything in between. So it's just well crafted and just beautifully told over these 10 episodes, and everybody does such a brilliant job acting in it. And I urge anybody who hasn't seen it, go out and check it out. And that's why I'm trying not to spoil it for you. But there is like this show even made me cry at one point. Like, I was like bawling at one point because being a dad, anything with kids now, or parents having to deal with kids or loss of kids or something, just hits me harder than it ever used to. So watching this, I was just kind of like blown away by it. And it had to do with the characters of Murray and Wendy, and it lasted a few episodes because you get their backstory, you get what happened, bawl my eyes out from that, and then like, I don't want to say you get a resolution, but you definitely get a tender moment that helps them deal with the grief and the pain. And even that just had my eyes bawling out. So regardless of all that, that was just a beautiful moment. And I want to share that because if any movie or show can make me feel something like that, I think it's just truly amazing. Like anything that could pull that out of anybody, that's good storytelling. And that's what this is great storytelling. And it's fun for anybody. It's fun for people who are like a Tarantino type movie fan. It's fun for, I shouldn't say just fun, like it's fun for them, but like it's also fun for if you just like action. It's enticing if you like drama. It's thrilling at moments, like because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't never know who's safe or who's not safe or how this is going to play out. And in the end, there is a twist. I'm not normally a twist guy because most people get it wrong. I would even go as far back to say as a great twist hasn't happened since Sixth Sense. In a movie or TV show, that does not say that good twists haven't happened, but I'm saying a truly great twist hasn't happened since then, in my opinion. I haven't seen one that made me feel like that in almost 20 years, over 20 years, I should say. But this had such a great twist, and it was well written because I went back and I was like, wow, this did happen here. Oh, this was happening. Oh, that's right, he did do that. And it was like, so it's been letting on from the beginning to get to the twist. And it was truly great. And then on top of that twist, which does get resolved, they open it up for a whole next season. Because I'll be honest, once you get there, you're like, how are you going to do next season? And then they open it up and it doesn't leave you hanging. It leaves you like, well, okay, I'm in. Like, where's this going? So I do urge, if you have not watched Hunters yet, you should watch Hunters. It's a truly fantastic movie. It is hard to get through. Especially, if you're younger and you don't know much about the Holocaust or things like that. Like, I'm not saying I'm the be all end all coming to the Holocaust. Like, I have been fortunate enough to visit the Holocaust Museum and know survivors and listen to their stories in my life. And when I say fortunate enough, in that is being able to have met them and learn. I think learning is always key, and you should always take that as a fortunate moment that you learned from somebody and take that and hold it tight. And just by things I've read. So I'm not saying I'm like the foremost authority of like, this was so realistic, and I can only go by a storytelling point. I don't know. But it was truly beautiful. They handled it beautifully. The fun moments were left for fun, but they didn't take away from the other moments. I urge people to watch it. Even if it is tough, like this is a part of history, maybe it will help propel you to learn more about what actually happened in the Holocaust. And, because I think that's a part of life that should never be maybe not part of life, but a part of history that should never be forgotten. Anybody who doesn't know history is doomed to repeat it. So I like the fact, and I've always been a big fan of the Nazi hunter movies. So I was really excited to watch this. Now, what I mean by that is because movies with, where you have a group going after Nazis and killing them after the war and stuff like that. Like, I've always enjoyed those stories because they've always been very thrilling to me. This was very thrilling, but it was also an eye-opener to a lot of things and makes me want to, I did my research on some stuff and I wanted to learn more about this or that or the other thing, and I still am. So I just finished up today. So but while I was going, I was doing my research on certain things. So, see how accurate certain things were. Like I said, maybe the stories weren't true stories, but I want to learn more about what happened. And I think, again, that's another sign of, if something can make you feel an emotion and something can make you walk away saying, I want to know more, it's a great told story. And it's beautifully written. So this is an A+ show for me. I really loved it. I can't wait for a season 2 because these actors are just fantastic. And, they all had these character arcs that changed over time, and it was just beautifully done. I know I'm saying beautifully a lot, but it's just the right word for this, in my opinion. I would love to see, I want to see where it goes from there. Like I said, I was kind of let down. The last thing that I saw that came out that was like kind of in that Nazi hunter subgenre was the X-Men First Class. And I remember years ago when Wolverine came out, they were talking about doing a Magneto solo film. And then Wolverine didn't do well, and then it kind of kiboshed that whole thing. But I could have watched an entire movie of Michael Fassbender playing a young Magneto going out hunting Nazis. Like, it was truly brilliant and beautiful, and I loved it. In fact, I thought the rest of the movie took away from that. I thought your real story was here. So this gives you that if you are a fan of that subgenre, or just seeing disgusting, despicable piece of crap Nazis getting what's coming to them. It's got that, you know. It's why I love the Indiana Jones movies. You got a guy beating up Nazis for 2 hours. I love it. Which way it should be. Or the Captain America movie, the whole nine. So, I'll say it again, the Nazis are giant pieces of crap. So anybody out there listening who is, you're a piece of crap. So, but that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to get in. I don't want to bog down too much in that. I just want to say Hunters is a great show. Everybody does a great job. It's very cool to see Al Pacino play this role. And just all the surrounding young cast was terrific. So let me know what you think. If you've watched it, comment below. Message me. I'd love to hear it. You can follow me at The Scene Snob on Facebook. That's the link for the Facebook page. Instagram, Twitter, at The Scene Snob. Go to thescenesnobs.com. Check out this video and more. We got tons of stuff coming out. Tons of shows going on currently. And we got some more cool stuff coming out. Next week is actually John Carpenter Appreciation Week. So this site is doing, every episode is going to be revolving around John Carpenter in some way, shape, or form. Even the wrestling episode. I have something planned for that. So definitely go check that out if you love John Carpenter. We have a new show called Pulling Focus, which is a filmmaking podcast, which you can go check that out. The link's on thescenesnobs.com. We also have a new show coming out next week called Behind the Box. It's video store kids getting together talking about the cult classics and enjoying them. So check that out as well. That being said, we are also proud sponsors of Lost Weekend 13 Film Festival at the Alamo Drafthouse in Winchester, Virginia. 44 films, $40 for a weekend pass, or you can buy individual tickets. Go check it out. If you're in the area, it's definitely worth it. There's going to be some great stuff going on. And they have events and stuff like that too. So it's just going to be exciting. So please go check this stuff out. And if you see us there, come talk to us. You know, I'll be there definitely. You know, if Mrs. Senior Snob's there or others. Rob Gosher, who is my partner on Behind the Box, which starts next week, and we've seen him on some other shows. He'll be there. Brian Patrick will be there. He's my co-host on Pulling Focus. So we got some great stuff coming out. So again, thank you for watching. Hope you like Hunters. Look forward to hearing from you. And take care. Bye.